welcome to Central Park for the Stones Bitter Championship game between Wigan and St Helens. There are two real high spots in the Rugby League calendar. They are Boxing Day and Good Friday, when the two greatest teams in the Rugby League meet, and the two greatest sets of spectators in the Rugby League meet, and Ronnie Hoof and I, John McDermott, the commentators, we also meet. When we arrived here this afternoon, there was grave doubt as to whether this game would actually be played. I don't know what had happened to Wigan's heating system, but there was a lot of discussion going on as to whether the ground was really fit to play. It is a most inclement day. It's extremely cold, as you can tell from the way we're all wrapped up. In fact, when I was coming up to our commentary point, one of the stewards said that I looked like an undertaker, and I felt like replying like William Shakespeare, I come to bury St Helens, not to praise them. But I've no doubt that this afternoon St Helens will get lots of praise for Ronnie, who, although he's quite unbiased and completely neutral, loves to lavish the praises on his favourite team. And now I will hand you over to Ronnie to give you his views on how he thinks this game might go. Ronnie.
Yes, thanks, John, and season's greetings to you, my friend. But as you said, John, it is the one of the two highlights of the season. There's nothing like the old Saints and Wigan derby, and it makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. As you can just hear the applause as the Wigan side take the field. But it's a great feeling here, and even though this match is going to be screened on Sky tonight, you can see the place is packed to the rafters. 25,000 plus they're expecting this afternoon. Wigan, they're on a roll. They've won the last 6 matches, I think it is. Saints have had very indifferent form, and we're very fortunate to come away with the point against Hull Kingston Rovers last Friday. But it was a pie eater there, John, that settled the game for us, with Gus O'Donnell. But anyway, we're here, we're ready for the action. Season's greetings to one and all. We're doing a joint commentary today, courtesy of Micron, due to there being restricted space. But the game only on at 2 o'clock. 2 inspections by referee Holdsworth. As I said, season's greetings to one and all the Wigan spectators who take this video, and all the St Helens spectators who take the Saints video throughout the season. Thanks once again to pubs and clubs and individuals that support us. And just before we get underway, I can just let you know that the Saints 1992-1993 tri-tape is available. 90 minutes of pulsating action with the excellent try from the Saints. I'll hand you back now to John for the kick-off, and you'll be hearing from me and John throughout the afternoon's entertainment.
Thanks, Ronnie. Well, neither side really starts as a favourite in the Wigan-St Helens game. When you reckon that at the end of last season, after all those games, there was only points difference settling the championship between these two fantastic sides. And one remembers last Boxing Day when that Saints absolutely shellacked Wigan. They really gave them a tousing, and it will be Wigan to start this afternoon. From left to right, kicking down towards the Spion Cop end of the ground. Wigan coming back into form, nearly all their injured players back, and Saints having a pretty rough ride at the moment. But when these two sides meet, and here they go, and Saints will get the first touch of the ball.
Yes, good running there from Phil Beavers. He comes in and he meets the barrage of Wigan players who fire quickly in along with Edwards. But Bernard Dwyer moves it out quickly. Referee Holdsworth obviously just settling things down, and he penalises Wigan for moving up in an offside position. Early days yet. You know what the referees are like. Referee Holdsworth, you know, usually a penalty or so just to sort each side down. But it's Griffiths. Well, he doesn't find touch. A fire. An early mistake there, John.
A bad mistake. He should have found touch. And a fire gets his first touch of the ball. Wigan trying to batter the way through, force the way into the St Helens half. And I've no doubt that in these opening stages, and John Holdsworth, tit for tat, having penalised Wigan, now penalises St Helens. I saw him a short while ago, and the first 10 minutes he was on top of everything, and in the last 20 minutes anything went. He was watching the line on, and he was watching the holding down, he was watching the offside, but he didn't persevere. Let's hope today that he keeps both sides well in line, and this should give Wigan a chance of an early 2 points as Botica, with an absolute straight kick, a tremendous packed crowd on the Wigan Spine Cop to where Frano Botica is kicking. The ground is still covered in froth. It's extremely hard, as we saw in the curtain raise of the boys' match, and some of these players are going to be full of bad bumps and bruises by the time we get to the end of the 80 minutes. But here, Frano Botica, goal-kicking machine, chance to give Wigan the early lead. Lot of whistling, hooting coming from the crowd. A tremendous crowd here for this Boxing Day derby. He hits it, he stabs it, and he's missed. And so it will be a dropout. Well, Frano Botica doesn't miss many of those, but it should be Wigan to get possession back. Possession so vital, particularly in these early stages when they're trying to sort each other out. Wigan with it, coming hard onto it, power driving there, almost up to the halfway line. And a lot of strength in the Wigan pack. In all positions, Cowie with Farrell in the second row, two men who can drive just as hard as the Wigan prop. Skerritt and Platt, Wigan now moving it. And there's hard tackling going in. Irresistible force and an immovable object as it goes out to Edwards. Edwards putting the kick over the defence. It's being chased there. Prescott going back for it, takes it well and is running it out. Good run by Prescott.
Yes, well covered, well back. Obviously Edwards saw the gap, nobody at home. Prescott and Riley have to come and cover it up. Now it's with John Griffiths. Unfortunately, Griffiths' mistake there was rectified, if that's the correct term, by Botica's miss. But Saints move it out quickly. Paul Loughlin running onto it. Saints team selected by Shane Cooper, with Mike McLennan going back home yesterday. As Adam Fogarty has the ball, and a high tackle rule. There didn't look anything in it really from our angle, but you see worse throughout the game, don't you? But Saints have been awarded the penalty. Phil Beavers will take the kick to touch in the main stand side here at Wigan, over by the our commentary position, and he makes no mistake with it this time. Saints will restart. Bernard Dwyer onto Andy Dannett. John Neal has been out injured. Well, he's had a bad dose of flu, and he's on the bench today, and he's one to bring on. He's one that you need in your side. But Fogarty and Dannett start the proceedings. Tony Sullivan had come in, tried to push the tacklers up. Sullivan gets away. Oh, but good gang tackling there as Lydon moves in. Referee Holdsworth. Yes, it's a penalty there. It's Gary Connolly that's being penalised. Well, he's been given 10 minutes in the sin bin. Well, there didn't look anything there at all. I mean, it was hard for us to pick out anything here, John. What's your opinion of that decision?
Well, I think he was guilty of holding down, certainly. The referee signalling that he did something illegal while he was holding him down, but that's a bad blow to Wigan. Should be early points for Saints, and for the next 10 minutes Wigan are going to have to play with 12 players, and already both trainers are on as players are getting the bumps and the bruises as they're really being banged down on this hard surface, and it's Saints here who should take a quick lead, Ronnie.
Yes, well, hopefully, John, as far as I'm concerned, it's strange Botica missing that one right in front, a straight kick, and he doesn't usually miss those, does he? But he must be, well, I can't see him being under a lot of pressure, because he's been under more pressure. But there's no motivation for these games, John, is there, the old Wigan Saints game? You know, as Shane Cooper said in the press this week, it's a matter of cooling the sides down, bringing them down to earth. But it's Steve Prescott now looking to open the scoring. He slots it between the uprights. We've just had just 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes gone. Steve Prescott with a penalty goal, which resulted in Gary Connolly being sent to the sin bin for 10 minutes. It's Prescott's 14th goal of the season. And maybe the St Helens spectators will be pleased about Connolly being gone to the sin bin, John, with him coming from Saints to Wigan last season.
He's one of their own, and I've no doubt they still love him. Say hi with a smile on my face.
But it's Vivers that brings the ball away. A fire moves in quickly, along with Edwards. Bernard Dwyer brings it away, and a fire's in again. He's back after being out injured last week. Now it's Sonny Nicol. Well, that was a high tackle on Nicol. Referee Holdsworth picks it up. It's Cowie and Andy Platt in there. Who's going to be spoken to? It looks as though it's Andy Platt. And he's a good hard player, he's Platt. He doesn't usually take them high, but these things happen as the player's running through. Nicol is a bit of a fiery character, to say the least, but he'll have to hold his temper this afternoon. He's just got to hold his head. And the referee right on top of the job there. Another penalty to the Saints. Gives Saints a little more room. Player restarts just inside the Wigan half. Saints in the lead by 2 points to 0. Got a tightly contested game, and as we said, the pitch there, it's full of frost, and in the 10-20 metres by the cantilever stand, it's really heavy. Chris Joint came through there. Two Wigan players bring him down. Bernard Dwyer takes up the acting halfback, brings it blindside, and then brings Riley coming from the right wing over into the centre field. Saints again, moving it right. Inside ball to Nicol from Griffiths. Certainly looked a line ball at least from our angle. The play allowed to go on. Griffiths again, chips it over. Well taken by Joe Lydon. Wigan down to 12 men and in possession.
Wigan with an overlap, if they can get it out, they make the break, turn it inside, and Wigan have knocked on. Referee plays the advantage, and it's back to St Helens. O'Donnell going hard for the line. He should score here, but he's called from behind.
Yes, well taken there, but O'Donnell broke quickly, and Wigan made a right hash of that, didn't they? They had a three-man overlap and made a complete hash of it. But play is brought back. It's a penalty for holding back. That's the indication. So Saints being penalised. They came up with the loose ball, and O'Donnell scampered for the corner, but we was following play, and the referee Holdsworth has alleged a pulling back incident, John.
Well, this is a most lively game. It's going back and forth. Wigan now with possession, and it's the big men crashing the way forward. 3 Saints going to take them, and there's no quarter being asked for or given. Platt now taking them on. These players have been warned about going high, so they've no excuse. And it's tight in the forward as Wigan go battering and bashing and bullocking the way forward, driving relentlessly and remorselessly as Edwards now. Little dummy from Edwards, but Wigan still keeping it tight round the play the ball. 30 metres out as Edwards switches direction, going out to the fire wing, but Wigan a man short out on that left wing, missing Gary Connolly in the centre. Wigan have used up the 6 tackle, and there goes a high one, a nasty one, an awkward one under the post, and bravely taken.
Yes, well taken by Prescott. That's the hallmark of this lad. He's an excellent competitor. Griffiths drives it away, but under a lot of pressure there, especially with the crowd here. Obviously a daunting proposition, but he took it well, did Prescott. Kept the ball in field, and now Beavers brings it away. Andy Platt comes in with a shoulder charge, but Saints have possession. There's 10 minutes gone on the clock. Saints are in the lead by 2 points to 0. Looks like Fogarty there driving through. Ex-professional boxer Fogarty, but good yardage. Saints have managed to make 20 metres upfield. Griffiths with a kick upfield, and Lydon should gather it safely.
Well, Saints did well there, bringing the ball away, but they had to give possession back to Wigan, but it was a good clearing kick that drove Wigan back into their own half. And this game is full of tension and excitement as Robinson been playing so well since he came back after injury. Wigan coming round the narrow side, Clark going in. Wigan crowd shouting for a high tackle. Holdsworth takes no notice. Wigan moving the ball along the line, turned back into the middle, and good tackling buries the Wigan attackers. Hall Wigan not playing dumb at all, puts a long-ranging kick in behind the defence, but it's covered by Prescott in his own in-goal area.
Yes, he lets it run dead, he does the safe thing. Hall put it through. Now Saints will restart. A tap from the centre of the 20-metre line. Mike Riley comes in field. As I said, Shane Cooper and Frankie Barrow have picked this side for this afternoon. And as we know, from tomorrow, Eric Hughes is the new coach at St Helens. Had spells in the first team at Widnes and Rochdale, and took charge of the Saints Academy. They're at the top of the tree there in that, but he's up with the big boys, back with the big boys. And obviously he's got to try and do his best, and he says only 100% effort will be given. Cooper, Loughlin. Well taken down there. Barry John Mather. Now it's Cooper, brings it blindside. Not a lot of room for Sullivan. He'll have to take the tackle. Last tackle of the sequence. Cooper inside to Griffiths. He peppers it down, and Wigan will gather possession once again.
Joe Lydon safe so far at full back. Clears his 20-metre line. Mather going back. Doesn't manage to take it behind the play. The ball, the referee sends it back to one as it was kicked through. Wigan now battering the way forward, coming out of the danger area. And Wigan have Edwards off the field at the moment, fixing his boots. So Wigan are playing with 11 men, but Edwards coming back on. Wigan trying to work a move around to play the ball. Farrell coming in very strongly, and this is a great game of rugby so far, as both these sides try to sort each other out. The running is tremendous and the tattle is ferocious, as Wigan on the last tattle line up for the kick, and there it goes behind the Saints defence.
Yes, tackling, John, as you say, is going to be of the utmost importance. Got to be round the legs and round the top to stop this ball being passed out, but Riley has it. Wigan, the tackling machine, comes in quickly, and Saints move it out. Loughlin comes in, it's Cooper again, the captain, the tactician, as we said, trying to get his side going, and no doubt 100% effort will be given to Shane Cooper this afternoon. Dwyer at dummy half, Griffiths back to Cooper, flicks it out to Nicol. Nicol straightens up. Wigan moving quickly. Well, Skerritt there coming in over the top. It's on to Griffiths again, and a lot of kicking from Griffiths. He puts it back into Joe Lydon's court again.
Joe, cool, calm at the back, does the same thing, nothing spectacular. Wigan going back to regroup. Playing it tight around the play of the ball. Wigan trainer on the field as Wigan are badly grouped in the middle. At the big men in the front row doing the hard graft to quick play the ball. Cowie coming down the middle, going over the halfway line. Turning and twisting, he'll have to go down. And he was a good run by Cowie. Wigan now, Edwards. Back again down the middle, Farrell driving in, and there's a lot of power play going on, and all the Wigan players are in this side of the field as we come to the last tattle, and it's hoisted high. The referee says they're all on and it's been dropped, but Saints get in. Saints are running it out well, coming away, good running by Saints.
Yes, young Prescott again, just couldn't get away. We have a job to squeeze through this tight defence from Wigan, but Sullivan there breaks through first line of defence. Goes through again. These wingmen from the Saints being asked to come in field on numerous occasions. Wigan back to a full complement now with Connolly coming back on the field. Dannett still driving forward, making good yardage. But Skerritt there completing the tackle. Now Chris Joint. Local lad, Wigan lad is Joint, along with Gus O'Donnell. David Lyon out injured. The crowd crying for a knock-on from Bernard Dwyer, but referee Holdsworth shakes his head. Griffiths kicks it through. Awkward ball there for Lydon, the ball still loose. Saints have it, now with Prescott. Prescott's in for a try. The referee points, and good play by Saints, putting Wigan under pressure. And Saints open the scoring, well, open the try scoring, and it's Prescott backing up. A testing kick by John Griffiths, I think it was. It wasn't fielded. on the far side, the fire and Connolly wing, even though Connolly had just come back. Then the ball was fed inside, and Steve Prescott was there. He's gone in for his second try of the season. A little bit of a mix-up there, John, in the Wigan side. The fire Connolly wing, even though Connolly had just come back on.
Very difficult on a pitch like this when a ball bounces and bounces awkwardly. Mr. Holdsworth has incurred the wrath of the Wigan spectators. They thought that there'd been a knock-on from behind to play the ball, but Saints were alive and they were alert, and the kick was a good one. It was well directed. It caused the maximum trouble for Wigan out on the left wing, just trying to regroup after Connolly had come back on the field, and they were up on it. They pounced it quickly, moved it well, and the 4 points came.
Yes, that's it, John. Obviously, Wigan tried those tactics at the Saints' end. Prescott and O'Donnell put under the high kick only minutes earlier, and Prescott comes again. Oh, super kick from Prescott, slots it between the uprights, and Saints there. All the points coming from Prescott. He converts his own try, and now Saints are 8 points to 0. Last year, Wigan in the lead 6 points to 0, and then Saints came back with a barrage.
Oh, anything can happen, particularly the conditions are not being kind for either side. Same for both sides, but difficult pouncing ball. It looks as if Wigan might be bringing on Dermot. They warmed him up, but St Helens should get possession here from this kick, and they have it.
Yes, it's Paul Loughlin now, and solid tackling coming in. John Donoghue, the coach, wants to bring Dermot on. Whether he feels that he's going to be good from the acting half-back, which we know he is. He's the international, Great Britain international. A knock-on indicated there, Chris Joint, and Dermot now comes on. He comes on for Hall. 18 minutes gone, John, and the substitute there and a scrum down with the Wigan field.
And I think that could well make a tremendous difference to the Wigan side. Dermot so clever behind the play of the ball. There's fun going on in the front row. Referee, brave man, goes in between the front rows trying to sort them out. And it looks as if it could well be the Wigan player who's getting caution. And it looks as if Saints are also making a substitute. They're bringing Fogarty off. And that's a bad, unprofessional mistake by Wigan. When they had the feed, they give a penalty in the front row, and possession will go back to St Helens.
And I was only saying before, John, about Sonny Nicol. Obviously, we know Wigan will try and get Nicol going because he's a fiery character. And obviously, Skerritt's a fiery character. It's all part and parcel of the game. But John Neal, he'll shirk nothing, Neal. He's an excellent competitor. He's one of these forwards that every side has that just drives the ball forward. And there's Skerritt getting in at the on Dannett again. Temper's getting a little frayed earlier on, and if he doesn't watch it, old Skerritt will be going for the early bath. Tempers will have to be kept, and here's Sonny Nicol. Well, that was a high tackle by Andy Platt, but Nicol shrugged it off, and he drives again. Oh, excellent drive by Nicol. Power play from this big Yorkshire forward. Now Dwyer brings it blindside. Chris Joint couldn't take it. Robinson comes up with it. Oh, Cooper covered him, but he's dangerous, Robinson. He's excellent power, Robinson, and he was unlucky there.
And there's a lot of passion in this game, a lot of feeling, a lot of emotion as Dermot comes up, whips it inside. Edwards standing still, sends a long wide pass. Wigan surging down the field. Big gap made, it's turned in the middle. Wigan keeping it going, and the down in the 20-metre area. That was a lovely football move from Wigan. Moving it now out towards the right. Dermot a long one, and Wigan can't take it. A little bit over-anxious, whipped the ball out too quickly, and Wigan certainly cracked the Saints' defence then, but the handling let them down, and so as they pack down, it will be Saints to feed, 90% chance of getting it out.
Yeah, super play by Wigan, John. Power play drove it up, and when they're behind it, the most dangerous, aren't they? And they came through there. I think it was Farrell that broke the line up on the left-hand side. It was brought over, and Andy Platt just couldn't take it. He knocked it forward. Saints feed, Gus O'Donnell to feed. Saints have possession. Griffiths, a long ball to Griffiths. Handling is going to be at a premium. There's no danger about that. Andy Dallett driving it up, the ball back inside to Prescott. Prescott now, we know this lad, not the biggest built lad, just the same as Robinson on the wing, but he's an excellent competitor. Saints throwing it about and Dwyer comes up with it. Panaper going to be introduced, so John Donoghue introducing his substitutes early. 21 minutes of the game gone. Saints in the lead by 8 points to 0. A pulsating game, you don't take your eye off it for a second. Cooper out to Griffiths. Griffiths peppers it upfield. Lydon has to go back for it, John.
Yes, Joe. Not quite in the right place there. He's faced with a formidable wall. As the St Helens players had followed the kick up well. Joe Lydon getting up slowly. It's hard. There's the fire, comes in the middle. A fire dancing his way, but he's going cross-field, getting no ground at all. And Wigan struggling. They've made a couple of good breaks coming down this side of the field. But the tackling is tenacious as Dermott comes over. Dermott running it out, hands it on. Short pass from Wigan. And a penalty in the tattle. Referee signalling graphically. Little bit of tempers being shown. Wigan wanting to retaliate. Might as well keep the cool. Get rid of the red mist in front of the eyes. And referee Holdsworth having a word wrong.
Yes, I mean, we're right in the midst. I'm like that fella with the blue and white, in the midst of all the red and white people here. I'm right in the middle of a stand full of pie eaters, and we had nothing there. There was, you see worse in a game, don't you? But another bad blow for Wigan. John Edwards has gone off, and Panaper has had to come on.
Well, Edwards was off the field before, and the touch judge says it was touched before it went in. So Edwards, who's been suffering from injuries, is off, and Wigan back, and they get the possession from this as it's coming out. Panaper doing a wide run. Connolly upended in the middle. Little bit slow away from the scrum. Wigan will miss Edwards. The general. Wigan trying to go down the middle, and the gap's there. Gets it pass on. Clark driving over. Good play by these Wigan half-backs. Clark being put down at the second attempt. Bit of hanging on. Dermott moves it in. Wigan back to Panaper and Botica, and that's a bad pass. Been played with the full. Wigan going for the line. And good defence holds them out. But now Wigan piling it on, throwing the kitchen sink at them. As Cowie powering his way a few metres out from the line. Right underneath the sticks. Quick play the ball. Wigan trying to go over. And the referee gives it. And Dermott, coming on as substitute, forces his way over after some power play by Wigan. And as Ron said, Wigan are never really dead until they're buried. Coming back into the game, go over by the post. Ron?
Well, it's both your substitutes, John, isn't it? Panaper, he's only been on a couple of minutes, and a great break there, just outside the 20-metre area. Cut the Saints to ribbons. Clark couldn't take it up. Then the ball went back, and Dermott went in at short range. He's an expert at that, John, isn't he? And that's it, the hallmark of his play. But we're going to hit back. It should be 6 points with Botica popping this one over. And as they say, we've certainly got a game on, John.
A great game on a big holiday in front of a great crowd, and these two sides are both playing really entertaining football. There are a lot of talk these days that these players are overpaid, but the effort and the commitment that these sides, these players with the substitutes are all coming on. And Wigan, both substitutes on, have been effective, and Botica puts it over. Both sides are fired up and full of enthusiasm as St Helens come back to the centre to restart. And this is a red-blooded game, there's no danger. The hormones are going round everyone's body in this game, on this ground. Wigan in possession on their own 20 metres. And both sides, forwards playing tremendous stuff. Wigan managed to slip it. Coming hard down the middle. And it is fierce. Ball been ripped away. Penalty to Wigan. Referee right on the spot. And though Ronnie Hoof doesn't seem to like our diet of pie disagrees with the referee, but as a completely unbiased spectator, I think the ball was stolen away. It wasn't whipped out. Wigan, fine touch, 12 metres in, wanted to get on with it quickly. Dermot takes it, and here come the big lads, being met by big lads too. Wigan line very close, and they're coming on hard, and that's great tackling. Wigan getting into position quickly as Dermot whips a long pass out onto Cowie. Cowie turning it back inside. Wigan spreading them across, and there's good tackling. Wigan let the ball go, and the referee gives a knock-on.
Well, John, what's the difference? What's the difference between Skerritt having it reaped out and Paniper just as he was going to pass it? Dropped it. He didn't drop it. As the tackle came in, it was reaped out of his hand in effect. It's a very grey area, John, and it's bad. And as soon as, your friend, Mr. Lindsay, sorts it out, the better. But it's a scrum down Saint's feet, and Saints come up with it. Mike Riley coming in off the wing. 8 points to 6 to score. But what a great game, John. 27 minutes. You don't take your eyes off it. Griffiths. Beavers gives the dummy. Steve Prescott came in, but he has to take the tackle. Excellent tackling by Paniper. Certainly turned this game since he came on. Looked very sharp. But an unfortunate injury to Sean Edwards. Cooper took it well. It's on to John Neal. The ball back to Bernard Dwyer. He's taken down by Gary Connolly. Skerritt comes in over the top. Gus O'Donnell out to Sonny Nicol. On to Steve Prescott, if he can just get in the clear. Blistering pace, this lad, but taken down by Andrew Farrell. Last tackle of the sequence. John Griffiths being asked to do a lot of the kicking this afternoon, and the ball up to Lydon.
Lydon takes it cleanly, running it out well. Joe Dumming decides he's going to die with it. Wigan coming through from acting half-back. Philip Clark was coming over, but he didn't get the ball. Now he's from behind to play the ball. And that's a great tank of a man goes tearing through. Dermot wanting to get on with it. Farrell trying to make the break, can't get it through, but Wigan keeping the ball moving. Going surging down the field. They've support both sides. Turned into the middle. And onto the wing to a fire. And fires it at the corner. Well, Wigan starting to rip Saints wide open. Farrell coming tearing down the middle. The support was there. Wigan kept the ball alive well. Saints backpedaling as hard as they could go. But a fire was there to use his speed to tear in at the corner to put Wigan in the lead. Ron?
Yes, good handling, John. Gary Connolly started it off. He took it up well. Always support from the Wigan side. And a fire finished off. Good handling. Took Saints, as you said, he got him backpedaling. But class player Connolly, John, I don't know what your views. Obviously, a lot of people disappointed at St Helens with Connolly coming to Wigan. I think if he'd have gone anywhere else, they wouldn't have been all that bothered. They're all up in arms because they. One thing that gets me with the St Helens public, they're calling him a traitor, and there's no way he's a traitor. They're just disappointed because he's come to Wigan. Wigan are offering him a reputed £20,000 a year more to put boots on at Central Park. And if any player turns that down, they'd be an idiot, wouldn't they, John?
Well, over the years, there have been many players who've moved from one of these great clubs to the other ones. Wiganers have gone to St Helens, and St Helens Sesea came over from Wigan, and there have been a lot of them. And these men are there to make a living out of it, and they're using the talents, and there's no doubt that Gary Connolly is a very talented player. When he was playing for St Helens, I was always unhappy when the ball used to start to go out to Connolly, and I would want him nailed, and I've no doubt that St Helens want him nailed now that he's playing for Wigan. But the man's entitled to earn his living, and if Wigan are offering him more money than St Helens, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles, and Botica can't get that one over. But Wigan now, Wigan with the slight lead. Wigan 10, St Helens 8. How long have we been playing, Ron?
30 minutes.
30 minutes, 10 minutes to go to half-time. In a tremendous game of football, a real derby game. St Helens took the early lead and Wigan was struggling. And Wigan have fought the way back into it without Edwards. O'Donnell kicks it deep, but Wigan take it cleanly. And possession is going to be so vital. Not the sort of day when it's easy to handle. The fingers must be absolutely frozen there. And they're being faced with tremendous tackling. 3 men coming in at a time, burying the man with the ball. 30 metres out from the Wigan line. Dermot, a good break from behind and play the ball, dumbing his way almost up to the halfway line, and a penalty for a swing in the tackle. John Holdsworth trying to keep a tight rein on this. This is a game that could get out of hand. It's hard and it's tough, and players are giving all they've got, and Joe Lydon finds a good touch. Dermot coming up, comes round the narrow side onto Platt. Platt takes it up to the 20 metres. 2 balls on the pitch as Wigan moving it across. And there's a high tackle, referee running in, trying to sort them out. Let's hope this game doesn't get out of hand. Players should leave it to the referee to sort the problems out. Wigan were nearly guilty of retaliation when they've been given a penalty in a very kickable spot. Well, I don't know, Gary Connolly got sent off for something that seemed very minor, and somebody nearly loses his head according to him, and he doesn't bother. The inconsistencies of referees is very hard. It must be difficult for the players out there knowing what's going to happen as to what they do. This is a very kickable kick for Botica. 15 metres in from this right-hand touchline. Wigan leading by 2 points, and goal kicking today could be so vital, and normally Botica a little bit like a robot, but missed 2 today. One of them was simple, one was difficult. Now this is a medium one. Kicking down to the spine cop end of the ground, steadies himself. He's a cool character. I don't think it's pressure that gets to him. He stabs at it, and it looks as if it's just in. Just in. 2 more points to Wigan. Wigan with a 4-point lead, which has been hard earned by blood, sweat, toil and tears. Both sides have been giving it everything. And it should be Wigan to get possession again from this kick-off. Wigan 12, St Helens 8, and have they had to fight hard for that lead as O'Donnell bangs it, not too deep, giving Wigan a good chance to gain a lot of ground, and that's good tackling, low and hard round the hip, put him down efficiently. Dermot, little dummy from the play the blind, and Philip Clark gained very valuable territory. Wigan coming again from the play the ball. Lobbing the ball out to the right, and the Wigan have dropped it, and Saints have it.
Yes, Gary Connolly just couldn't control it there, John. Mike Riley picks up the dregs, and now it's with Sonny Nicholl. Yes, a fire moving in as well, coming off the wing. He's done more than we usually see him do this afternoon. Short ball from Gus O'Donnell to John Neal, and the referee right there, John. That certainly did look forward, but bad play when you've just got possession.
Yeah, it's a mistake by St Helens, and I don't know how many thousands of Wiganers now, but they told Holdsworth in no uncertain terms. Wigan to feed. Botica out to Panoper. Panoper decides he's going to go through the middle, and Saints say you're not, Jack, and 3 of them hurling back towards his own try line. Wigan wanting a quick play the ball, pushing people off. Oh, and then you could hear everybody say, oh, they thought he was going to lob it out one-handed. And here's Philip Clark again. But the Saints forwards are yielding nothing at the moment as Wigan are taking them on, and these Wigan big men are working really hard. They're working the guts out, coming away quickly from the play, the ball, and the pass just snuffed out in time. Touch judges on, no trouble. Nerves must be like violin strings out there. And once again, we're having a little bit of a confab between referee and touch judge. Sometimes the touch judges don't do enough of the job that they should. And there's great consternation going on the popular side of the field as the referee has a word and the ball is thrown away and Wigan get another penalty. There are one or two players on this ground who do tend to let their emotions take over from the reason, and Wigan make a mistake from the penalty, kick it touch and go.
Yes, a bad kick there, Joe Lydon I think it was, John, and he made a hash of that. So as you said, John, things certainly all tensed up.
I'd forgotten that it was going to be a dropout from Wigan to get possession back. But touch should have been found. It means the Wigan are back in their own half instead of camped on the Saints line. But they're capable of covering long distance tries, Wigan, as Dermot comes over. Platt with him, fighting for every metre of territory. Farrell getting ready, but it's Clark who takes it back to Farrell. Farrell coming hard and straight, trying to draw the defenders in. Botica misses Panop out. Wigan turning and twisting, dancing the way through. But the Saints hanging on to them as Wigan in the fifth tackle. I wonder if they realise it's there. There comes the kick. Robinson chasing it. He's first up there. I can't see for the spectators. And the referee says it's back to the 20 metre.
Yes, always a buzz of anticipation when Robinson comes through. Clark there on the last tackle, put it up high. Robinson was off like a shot, and he got some blistering pace, John. The ball going dead, and Saints come away with a tap from the 20 metre line, and Chris Joint, upper body strength, tremendous as he powers upfield. Brought down 5 metres short of the halfway line. We're in the last 2 minutes before the interval, John. Wigan in the lead by 12 points to 8, coming back from an 8-point deficit. Within 10 minutes, scoring 12 points. But Nicol again, still going. He's got to keep his cool. Obviously, he'll be a marked man. But it's all part and parcel of the game, John. It's body contact sport, and there's no Ponzi's play this game, is there, John?
And these second row men have been having a great game. Saints hot on the attack now.
Tony Sullivan off Loughlin. Cooper was the provider. Sullivan, can he slip the ball out to Loughlin, I was going to say. But the answer was no. But Saints, can they score? Janet! He's inches short, is Janet. He comes on the burst. It was on the 6th tackle, and it's the turnover, John.
Well, both Joint and Nicol have been making big dents in the Wigan defence. And here's Robinson. Tremendous run by Robinson. For such a small fella, he's a pocket of dynamite. There's no danger. Wigan now trying to spread it out. Saints moving into the Wigan line-out, snuffing out the move. And now Wigan driving home their advantage as Farrell, who's having a tremendous game. And the referee blows for time. Couldn't hear the hooter. An exciting, a pulsating, a tremendous game with fantastic skill and fantastic effort, and that's been a great first half, Ron.
It's been a superb first half, John, hasn't it? You couldn't take your eye off the game. Not a second of injury time or stoppage time played there, John. Saints opening the scoring in the 5th minute with the Prescott penalty. Then he got a try after putting a high ball up. It was converted. He converted his own try, and Saints in the lead 8 points to 0. And then in a space of 10 minutes, Dermot and a fire went over. Botica goal 1, then he got a penalty goal, and the half-time score at Central Park is Wigan 12, St Helens 8.
No, thank you. Well, as the two teams come out for another 40 minutes battle, just like to refer to the fact that Ronnie, the St Helens commentator, has been speaking of the ancient and loyal citizens of Wigan as pie eaters. Who was eating a pie at half-time? The St Helens commentator.
The only reason I've got that, John, because I've got to keep you in the food you're accustomed to. It's Christmas cake, isn't it? And that's why I brought four.
However, here we go then to the serious stuff. Saints to kick off, down to the cop. Oh, and a bit of a hiatus there as the players. Awkward ball, sits up nicely for Wigan eventually. A good 20 metres cleared, and there's a Saints player flat out on the floor, hurt accidentally in the tattle there as he came into the tattle. Ronnie will give you the St Helens news in a minute. The referee stops the game.
Yeah, so as you said, John, hurt in the play. Didn't look anything in it at all. Just strange how some of these things happen. I think it's Gus O'Donnell. Yes, we've got Andrew Haig on. He's come on the right wing. We just don't know who he's replaced offhand. Mike Riley has gone in field. Phil Beavers has gone into the half-back berth. It is Gus O'Donnell that's injured, John, but I'm sure he'll be up. Bit of magic treatment from Saints physio Jeanette Smith. She's got very healing hands, John.
Well, are you speaking from experience?
Unfortunately, no, John.
They're hard, these lads, though. Anything above the ankles they can take, and it's nice to see O'Donnell back on his feet again. And they don't want to see a game with a team of players short. Little dummy by Dermot from behind to play the ball. Wigan still dragging the way forward. And it's the Wigan forwards once again trying to establish the supremacy. Round to play the ball, little switch. Clark. And he's taken three of them, and they can't get him down as he drags his way into the Saints half. Quick play the ball, flung back for the kick, and it's Andy Farrell left-footed, hoists it high, that's an awkward, and it's been dropped and knocked on, I think. Yes, the referee gives a knock on. That was a great kick by this young lad in the second row. He's got all the talents at his fingertips, and that was an awkward ball. Can't blame the lad who dropped it, but it will be Wigan to feed, 10 metres out. Wigan whipping it out onto Robinson, and Saints quickly into the defence there as Wigan now banging away towards the St Helens line, urged on by the spectators. 5 metres out, Wigan with a 4-point lead, turning in the middle, and he's going, and he's over. An early try to Wigan. Andy Farrell, I was praising him just seconds ago, came steaming onto that ball, and with hardly a minute gone in the second half, Wigan pile on another 4 points, and it's in an easy position, and words are being exchanged between the referee and one from each side, and this should be a doddle of a kick for Botica. (16-8) to Wigan, and Wigan with a chance to go another 2 points in front, which will give them a 10-point lead, and there aren't so many teams in the league can give Wigan 10-point start. But Wigan quickly into top gear in that second half, and the trouble was caused by that sound tactical kick by Andy Farrell. It was difficult for Saints to take, under a lot of pressure. Ball dropped out of the scrum, and Wigan coming hard onto that pass. Farrell grounds the ball, Botica comes up, And it's 18 points to 8 to Wigan. Wigan with a 10 points to lead now. Can Sage come back? They're faced with a monumental task here. There's a lot of talent in the side. Well, no doubt they will be battling hard. But that was a good start for Wigan. Sat up on the line for Wigan. And I think Wigan are all fired up as well for this game. They're wanting to hang on to the championship again, as Scully, Wigan forwards working hard, working well together, playing as a pack. And Wigan very good round the play of the ball. And there's dynamite in this Wigan team at the moment. Moving the ball cross field. And they're a rather awesome sight. They turned it on like this against Warrington a short while ago. Back for the kick. Joe Lydon, cross field, being covered. Hay coming over, but Saints have it.
Yes, young Prescott gets it this time. Unfortunately, as you said, John, he was tested with that kick before. He couldn't take it, and Saints paid the ultimate price. The Wigan power machine, well, loose handling again, and Wigan come up with it again, John.
Well, there's a bit of panic setting in among the Saints. They're not on the best of rolls at the moment. And they've taken the ball off Wigan, and it's been dropped again, and now it's Wigan who have it. Well, this is a comedy of errors. Both sides losing possession. Wigan on the attack now. And there's tension among these players, and it's not easy playing conditions. Wigan still driving into the 20-metre area, are almost unstoppable at the moment. Lobbed across the field, change of direction, and great tackling stops them dead in the stride. That was good solid defence. Wigan coming in quickly, and once again the ball has been dropped.
Yes, Garrick coming through there and he couldn't take it. Well, Mike Riley knocks it dead, but it was kicked through at the play of the ball. There, Joe Lydon moving up from the full-back position. They kicked it dead through, and Riley had to knock it dead. That's the way the referee saw it. And Saints, under the cost, John, got to drop out from between the sticks.
And Saints are a bit shaky at the moment. Rolling up to Farrell, stops it with his foot. Running a bit wide and well tattled. Can't get out of that sort of tattling. Killed him stone dead. Metre at a time. Wigan coming again down the middle, keeping it alive. Nearly intercepted. Very fortunate to hang on to that one. Saints were in quickly. Wigan quickly away from the play of the ball. And Saints putting their backs into it now as they're having to do a hard tackling stint. Wigan half-backs having a great game at the moment. Panaper and Botica combining well together. And the referee said the ball was dropped by Wigan as they went down.
Yes, it was on the last tackle, John, with Wigan pressing again, and who knows what would have come off there. Obviously the planned ploys that Wigan have to put onto the opposition. But it's a scrum down. John Griffiths will feed the ball. Gus O'Donnell has gone to the hooking roll, with Bernard Dwyer going off at half-time and Andrew Haig coming on. So obviously Bernard Dwyer did get a knock in the first half. I haven't seen him emerge from the second half. I just hadn't noticed. But yeah, solid tackling on the far side. The referees ruled the ball's knocked forward again. Paul Loughlin it was on this occasion, so it's going to be a scrum down with a Wigan feed now, John. After all that decent handling in the first half, and then as you said, these first 6 or 7 minutes, and the handling's been bad, hasn't it?
And when they come in as hard as that, it's hard to hold on to the ball. Wigan working the switch, time pass, Wigan going back down the middle, but Saints cover across well, snuff out the danger, but doing a lot of defending. Panaper, who's played so well for Wigan this season, anywhere and everywhere. A fire going into the middle of the field, but he's missed out. And St Helens moving up very quickly, getting into the Wigan line out, snuffing the move out before it can really get started, being funneled back into the... And Wigan drop the ball again. And it's Saints coming away with it, and Wigan managed to hold on to them.
Yes, Sullivan picks it up, bad handling again. We could see Sullivan, he was had a job to keep his footing in that area. But Sonny Nicol comes through, pushes Andy Platt right back, and Nicol and Skerritt were having being spoken to by referee Holdsworth just earlier on, after the Farrell try. But it's certainly bone-crunching stuff, isn't it, John? No place for the faint heart, as they say. Griffiths out to Chris Joynt, back inside to Griffiths. Looks for the gap, and Griffiths creates, he's up the centre, he's looking for support, Griffiths chips it, the chase is on, but Robinson's back, and Robinson makes no mistake. Well, it's the first time, John, that we've had the ball, more or less, been able to hold the ball in this opening 10 minutes of the second half, and it just shows you, obviously, both sides are capable of doing it, coming out of defence into attack. Griffiths found himself in a big hole there. He chipped it for Prescott and Sullivan, but Robinson back like nobody's business. He'll take some beating on a standing start, Robinson, won't he? But he got the boot to ball this time, booted it dead, and now Joe Lydon is looking for a long distance one. But it's Saints that get possession. Sonny Nicol there. Saints are trailing by 18 points to 8. Nicol breaks the first line of defence. Well, he's been assaulted there by Connolly and Bottiker. The touch judge comes on. Nicol there is taken away by Shane Cooper. He's going to be treated. But the touch judge going on to report. Somebody will be spoken to. It's Bottiker. These things are happening all in the course of a game. It's body-crunching stuff, high-impact collision sport. But Gus O'Donnell now, fine touch, which he does. Saints will restart just inside the 20-metre area. 6 tackles to make it count. John Neal, first man in, turns in the tackle. The ball spread out. Saints will have to make it move. Joynt, support inside from Cooper. Cooper takes it over to the left. The Wigan tackle machine comes in. Nearly 12 minutes of this second half. Dannert with possession for the Saints. Wigan now forced to defend. Saints need to come back and score points. Trailing by 10, 18-8. Now it's with Joynt. Inside pass from Gus O'Donnell. Wigan urged to get back onside. And now Saints again will go through the repertoire. Beavers, cut out pass. Touches Haig's fingertips, but it goes back. He's a big lad, this Haig, signed from Crossfields Amateur. Had a couple of games so far this season. But Saints losing yardage there, and Griffiths again looking for the gap. Gets the ball away to Riley. Well, Saints looking a bit dishevelled, but they came back. It's the last tackle of the sequence, and they're going to pop it up surely. They'll have to put a tester on Wigan's full-back. Gus O'Donnell puts it up there, John.
That's a naughty one. And it's taken cleanly by Wigan. Saints threw it at them then, but now Wigan trying to come away, and now coming away well, but they're coming over towards the touchline, turning back in field, and that's tremendous running as Wigan bring it up to the 20 metres. Dermot, Sound moves it inside. Wigan can't make the gap, but St Helens come in and tattle well. When they were running at Wigan, it must have been like running at a brick wall the way Wigan were defending. There's going to be some very hard bruises on these players as they play it tight and close, and the referee's in and he's stopping the clock. Trainer coming on. I think it's a Saints player who's hurt. Can you see who it is who's hurt? Is that the Saints? And it's Dannert who's in a bit of problem, but he's breathing again.
I think Nichol's in the blood bin, John, I should say, and Fogarty's back on.
Oh, little bit of referee telling them to get on with it. We can send it back, and the kick's been charged down. There's problems here. The Saints get up, they're going for the line, and desperate tackling by a Fire
them. Yes, charged down the kick there. Phil Beavers did well, fell on the ball, takes it up. Now it's with Fogarty. As I said, he's just come back on for Sonny Nicholl. I think it's a blood bin replacement, but a chance now for Saints as Wigan move up quickly. Griffiths meets the offside trap as Wigan move up. But they have to get back quickly and line up, well, all in front of the referee, all offside there with Wigan. But referee Holdsworth, let play go on. Chris Joint being held down in the tackle. He gets up now. Shane Cooper, inside ball there. Saints doing their best, but the tight Wigan defence is holding up. Last tackle of the sequence, Will Gus O'Donnell. Well, I'm going to say Will Gus O'Donnell. Well, it's a chance for Beavers. The ball's loose over the line. A knock on there on the sixth tackle. The Saints alleged to have knocked on and another player down injured. I think it's Phil Beavers this time. He went in bravely there on the ball, but Phil Beavers taking a knock. Frano Botica also there limping. He's going to need treatment. But Saints trying to put the pressure on Wigan. I think he's given a knock on the sixth tackle, John. Wigan do have possession, so Beavers being treated. We'll just have to see the outcome.
Well, this game is certainly taking its toll physically, and for quite some time now, Saints have been having the better of it territorially, and they've been causing a lot of trouble to the Wigan defenders. Wigan fought the way a yard at a time, and there's nobody out on the Wigan right wing, but there's a tremendous run up to the 20 metres. Well, that was great stuff, and he's not getting up so lively. Wigan coming away, and that's been hard graft for them, and they've done it so efficiently. Dermot now, and that's been great clearing play, and a penalty. Touch judges on. Going to be a penalty kick for Wigan. Players are going to need to keep the cool here. Referee signalling very graphically that there was a swing went in, and that would be a great relief to Wigan, because Saints have been giving them some stick inside the Wigan 20 metres area, particularly after the Joe Lydon kick was charged down, and now Wigan have come away, and now here come the big men. Oh, and that's hard. I can feel the pain up here, and they're coming, taking it in the turn, battling the way forward. Dermot, Banniper, Cowie, no gap there for him to get through. It was stitched up well. They opened out and he tried to go through it. They did a pincer movement on him. Lovely reverse pass, make it go for the line. What a wonderful break. Well, he cut them wide open, and that could be the nail in the coffin as the Wigan players, one man at a time, came steaming on that ball, and then a beautiful reverse pass. And Philip Clark, I don't know how many gears he's got, but he was certainly in overdrive there as he went over to make it now 22 points to 8 to Wigan, and Wigan starting to pull away, having survived the grueling in their own 20 minutes. They've shown the strength and the character and the power and the pace to grind them down, and now it's not looking too good for Saints. How long have we been playing, Ronnie?
18 minutes.
Almost halfway through this second half. 22 points to 8, 20 minutes to go. And St Helens, who fought so hard there for 10 minutes, couldn't crack the Wigan defence. Like an impregnable fortress there, in their own 20 metres, they held on. And in spite of all the heavy artillery of Saints, Holdsworth didn't notice they're in front of him when the kick was being taken. And I think now these Wigan team got the tails up, cock-a-hoop, and it looks as if Edwards is coming back on, probably in place of Botica, who I think is having problems. Edwards, who's been struggling with injury, a great general. You can hear the oh, referee Holdsworth going over, touch judges coming on. And it's Botica who's going to come off. Let's hope that this game stays cool and calm. and surprisingly Skerritt who's coming off, so Wigan going to be down to 12 players.
10 minutes. Yeah, Skerritt, 10 minutes in the sin bin. Obviously, referee Holsworth has had his wrath incurred just too many times. Edwards comes on now for Botica, who's been limping. He's been limping for quite a while. But Phil Weaver's over on the far side. He'll go for yardage. So Wigan down yet again to 12 men. Saints trailing by 22 points to 8. So just as the Saints did last year, after Wigan had scored first, with the opening 6 points, Saints came back and made 41 points without reply. Wigan have done that this afternoon, but they've only got 22 so far. Saints are moving it crossfield. Now it's Chris Joint. Joint through the middle, looking for support. Fogarty was there. He couldn't release it, or he didn't release it. Just as Wigan did before, took the ball across, took the opposition on, and then slipped it back inside to Phil Clark. Saints tried to do it there, but it didn't come off. They're always tightly, well, I'm saying always tightly contested. They're always very well supported, these games. But last season against Wigan, the Saints played them 6 times, won 3, lost 2, drew 1, won the Charity Shield there, but at the opening of the season. But now it's Wigan in possession with that scrum.
Edwards out to Panaper. Panaper stuffed it up his jumper. Wigan played it safe and tight as they fight their way up to the 20 metres, and Saints trying to pin them down there as they come in, and the Saints hunting in a pack, coming in hard. 3 and 4 players hitting the man with the ball as they get it. And there's the break by Wigan, they didn't keep it moving. Philip Clark made a good run and a great tackle, took him out. But once again, Edwards trying to get the line moving, and Saints holding well onto them, and the ball's been lost.
Yes, lost ball, and Phil Weavers comes up with it. Chris Joint breaking on the blind side. 19 minutes to go, 21 minutes gone of the second half. Wigan down to 12 men as Fogarty comes up on the slip ball from John Griffiths. Gus O'Donnell steps up at the acting half. Wigan defence has been tight. Now it's John Neal, straightens it up, drives it up, and that was a high tackle, wasn't it, on Faddle, on John Neal by Faddle. But he shrugs it off, and Saints come across. Cooper working the loop movement with Griffiths onto Loughlin. He loses possession. Riley chips it on, but excellent tackling by Wigan. Loughlin came through. I think it was Panaper again there, John. But he's been a revelation since he come on, this Panaper, hasn't he?
He's been having a great season as Panaper, but St Helens at the moment seem to be suffering from a bit of dropsy. And I think it's over-eagerness and trying excessively hard to get back into this game. They know they've got to do something while Wigan are down. And it's not Edwards at scrum half. Panaper's gone to scrum half. In fact, I think Edwards is out on the wing, isn't he? So he's not in great fettle. Robinson must have come inside as Wigan struggling with injuries, struggling with a man short. Gonna have to work hard here, and here they do come hard. Great breaking. Still fighting. Touch Judd keeping a close eye on things as Wigan move it into the centre of the field. Be happy to play out time. I know it's 17 or 18 minutes, but minutes are ticking by in this big lead as Cowie and Wigan have spent nearly all this half in their own half. Flung back for the kick. Deep one coming out onto the wing. Well taken.
Yes, Andrew Haig, he took it well. The Wigan defence comes up quickly. A tester there on the 6th tackle. Joe Lydon puts it downfield. Saints tried to spread it over to the left. Griffiths has worked tirelessly, trying to shrug the tacklers off. Still not brought down. Finally brought down now. But they're always up and about. Wigan, they keep on going. Saints to Fogarty. Short ball to Joint. Good tackling, clamp tackling. Even though they're one man down, they always cover up for each other. and on numerous occasions when a side is a man down, it seems to just play better. Neil out to Janet. Clark's chasing him. Inside ball, still loose. Cowie comes up with it and Wigan have possession.
Vital moments. Saints lose possession. Back to Wigan. Farrell brought them. Maddock going through. Going for the line. Turns it in. Can't get it inside. Bounces down. Bounces up again. That was a tremendous run down the middle of the field. Wigan screaming for holding down in the tattle, but they're now in a good attacking position. But Saints moving well, coming up well in defence, coming up in a solid line. And Wigan making the gaps. Whipping it across the line now, driving forward, and Wigan are going to be over again. Finishes that off. The grinding power, the remorseless attacking of Wigan makes it 26 right underneath the post, and that is surely the death of St Helens. As I said early on, I come to Bury Caesar not to praise him, but Wigan had been suffering in their own half for a long period, and when they broke out, they had the pace, they had the power, and they had the determination to make it 26 points to 8. Well, there's been no lack of effort on the part of St Helens, but the Wigan class has eventually told. Wigan going to a 26 point to 8 lead on this concrete-like Central Park today. Grave doubts as to whether the game would be played. I think the fact that it's on Sky might have helped, and that makes it 28 points to 8. Then Wigan with this big lead, and we're coming into the
26 minutes gone.
last 14 minutes of the game. Well, there'll be some sad hearts in St Helens tonight, and a lot of rejoicing in the Wigan hostelries as Wigan, after being hammered a little bit in the early stages, have now stuck to the guns. 28 points to 8. Good tackling, good low tackling. But Wigan combining well, keeping the ball alive. Philip Clark, been a beaver today. He's worked hard, he's grafted and been effective with it. Wigan keep it moving, breaking the break. Gary Connolly getting away from the touchline, eventually forced down, has to go with it. A fire inside, not seen a lot of a fire in this game. Been more a game for the big, hard, tough lads. Wigan just short of the halfway line. Back for the kick, put nicely, stabbed through, being chased now, down the sideline, and Prescott bravely falls on it and runs it out.
Yes, took it well, Prescott, with Sean Edwards bearing down on him. As John said, he's out on the wing there, but 29,161 is today's attendance. As we say, we always expect a great crowd here, irrespective of whether it's on the television or not. It's the time of year, Christmas time, where families get together, and we've been brought up on coming to watching Saints and Wigan derbies. Saints keep it going, it's now with Mike Riley. They did well in the midfield to get the ball out. Adam Fogarty came on for Sonny Nicol earlier on. I thought it may have been a blood bin substitution, but obviously not. Last tackle of the sequence. Gus O'Donnell puts it for touch. A fire, can he stop it? He can, he gets it and runs it in field.
Well, he's faced with a mob of defenders, and he's gone over the touchline. That's not the best of football, and Wigan, Skerrett coming back on the field with it. Really, Martin Offiah should have kept in play there. Running to the touchline is not so clever.
No, it's not so clever with conditions like this, but excellent tackling from Haig, Griffiths and Riley. Griffiths feeds it. Saints need points, trailing 22-8. It's out with Prescott, just couldn't evade the tackle. Blistering pace if this lad can get through. 28 points to 8, a 20-point deficit. And Saints in possession, and now as we're working it this afternoon, as I say, we're in conjunction with Micron Video, and no doubt, as you'll have noticed, it's been all John McDermott in this second half. When Saints have the ball, I'm with you. When we're going to have the ball, John's with you. But I'd like to see the statistics on Sky tonight as to possession, because certainly the Saints haven't had much of the ball in this second half. We're going to have made it count, haven't they? 18-8, 12-8 at half-time, and now they lead by 28 points to 8. There was some solid tackling out there. The last one of the sequence was up to Phil Vevers. Chip and run. Steve Prescott following it. Gary Connolly gathers it. Connolly evades the tackle, and Connolly's on his way. Oh, just losing his footing, and Vevers brings him down.
Well, that was highly intelligent play by Connolly. He was in the right place at the right time, and he ran it out most competently. Martin Offiah going into the middle of the field to help at acting half-back. And Wigan make the break, they're coming through, and the siege on that, and they're going for the line, and he's going to win the race, and he's going to finish up underneath the post. Well, Sean Edwards, wounded Sean Edwards, streaks over to finish off some fantastic running by the Wigan backs, and he cut in from the wing, side through what must be weary defenders of St Helens to go over by the side of the post. There are people who don't like Sean Edwards, say, oh, he's fit for his scoring tries, but he scores tries, and he scores them with class. 32 points to 8 then to Wigan, and the simplest of goal kicks as we come into the just over half an hour gone, is it, Ronnie?
32 minutes, John.
32 minutes gone. Wigan 32 points on the board. And it looks as if it's a shoulder injury for Sean Edwards. They very bravely coming back on to make sure we're going to have 13 players on the field as Botica's had to go off injured. And it's 34. Wigan beginning to rub the Saints' noses in it now. And I've no doubt that those who are given that way will be doing a bit of gloating. But it's been a fine game of rugby. St Helens have contributed a lot. Handling left something with his eye, and there's a quick tap take. Wigan have it cleanly. Made sure of it in their own 20-metre area. And to think that at one time Sam Panaper was given a free transfer, and he's been worth his weight in gold to Wigan. Quite often, the last stages of a game, when teams so much on top, that's when the points start to come. Weariness gets into the legs, and those who are winning, so booked up, full of spirit, can power the way forward. Philip Clark sees a gap, and it's sealed straight away. Dermott now prompts so much of Wigan's play onto Lydon. Lydon hoists a high ball. Prescott coming for it, takes it well.
Yes, excellent take by Prescott, but the Wigan defence comes straight through to meet him. Just outside their own 20-metre area. Obviously 34 points to 8 the score. Andy Dannett keep going. It's still been an exciting game. Obviously those Saints are trailing by the score of 34 points to 8. But I suppose with the opening 15 minutes there was a lot of tight bums on seats here at Wigan when Saints went 8 points to 0 in the lead. but Wigan have showed their mettle. Loose ball, and Jason Robinson snaps it up quickly. Back to you, John.
We've got Jason Robinson, of course, in the middle of the field, with Edwards out on the Robinson wing. Wigan spreading it across the field, and Saints having a job to hold them. 15 metres out, Wigan hot on the attack now. Going through from acting half-back. Little dummy, can't get the ball down, held short. Good solid defence holding Wigan out. Metre short. They'll switch from the play the ball. Ball's lobbed up in the air, Wigan back inside. The Saints defenders are there, and Wigan cannot get that ball down at the moment over the line. Wide pass from the play the ball, now they're stretching them. Panapa dances jinx, as he did at Wembley. Goes over. Well, Sam Panapa started on the bench as substitute, but since he's come on, he's been quicksilver, he's been lightning, he's been elusive, and he's had a great game, and that makes it 38-8, Wigan with a 30-point lead. Who would have thought this on the coupon, that Wigan would be 30 points in front? 38 points to 8. Saints not been having a good time recently, but they came out all fired up and were giving an extremely good account of them. But Wigan have worn them down. I suppose for a lot of Wiganers, this will be sweet revenge for when St Helens did exactly the same to Wigan just 12 months ago, and then for the rest of the season they were battling it out, and that's the 40 points. 40 points to Wigan, 8 to St Helens. People starting to go off. Fait accompli by now, this game.
Commonly referred to as the Wigan walk, John. Whether if they're losing the goal, if they're winning the goal.
They don't always demand a pound of flesh, Wigan. Quite happy with 15 ounces. Wigan on their own 20-metre line. Well, 3 minutes to go, game fading out. Although there's such a vast difference in the points, most spectators are still staying on the field. Wigan on their own 20-metre line. A most convincing win for them eventually, but they've had to fight hard for it. John Doré will be very pleased with this performance. His team almost back to full strength. Dean Bell still missing. Dennis Betts still missing. Of course, Saints are without Rapati, and without Mann, and without Lyon. And that's weariness and tiredness causes the knock-on. Some of the players disputing it, but puts Wigan again in these last few moments hot onto the attack. And Sam Panapa been given the man of the match, and I don't think anybody would disagree with that, as it goes on to Panapa, and relishing in this game. He's been a real thorn in St Helens' side. Wigan playing it in the middle. Straightening up. No way through. St Helens sticking to the guns. And every time it gets to Panapa, the crowd are expecting miracles to happen, I think. A little bit of mauling going on in the tackle. Wigan now spreading it across the field. Put a little grubber kick through, and there's a chase, and they're there first. Referee not awarding it. Ball not grounded properly, back to the 20 metres.
Yes, a good kick there through, putting pressure on the Saints again. It must be hard, obviously, for the Saints to keep the composure, if that's the correct term, and obviously keep the team spirit when they're on the end of a good tonking. 40 points to 8 the score, and in the dying minutes now, with 39 minutes played and counting down. About 20 seconds remaining on the watch. What the official watch will come up with, I don't know, but John Neal gets it away to Chris Joynt. Saints spread it out. Loughlin there. Is it a last gasp for the Saints? It's up to Sullivan, and he can't take it. Well, an ideal chance for the Saints to finish off with a flourish. A good break there, well put through the Saints. They moved it out quick. Loughlin, a pinpoint pass to Sullivan, but he juggled with it, couldn't take it. And unfortunately, the ball being put down. It'll be a scrum down, Saints feed. Could have been a handstand finish, John, but it wasn't to be.
It's been typical of the Saints' performance. They do something absolutely brilliant and then make the most elementary of mistakes.
And it's Wigan in possession, John, as they heel the ball from the scrum.
Well, that was a beautiful, clean opening. If they'd taken it and run, it was a try and no danger. Saints still coming hard into the defence. And they're still giving it their all. Been great holiday entertainment, this. Players with a lot of pride. And the referee shrieks on his whistle. I think the ball must have been dropped in the tackle, so it should be the Saints to feed. Referee on the far side of the scrum, can't see which way, but it's Saints ball.
Yeah, Saints ball. John Griffiths to feed it. He brings it round the back and brings it centre field, draws the man in, brings in Mike Riley. Well, he knocks it forward. Tackling there, solid tackling. Gary Connolly and Joe Lydon in. And Riley, well, I think it was Riley that come in. Yes, he must have thought he was interfered with. But it's a bad rule, that this ball stealing and what have you. But the ball was knocked forward in the referee's eyes there. And Andy Platt needs some treatment. There must be, as Steve-O says, John, a little bit of claret.
Yes, I think he's bleeding, and Wigan have no bit to bring on.
You don't need anybody.
A lot of applause. Wigan get possession from the scrum. Paniper hanging on to it. Paniper driving hard. Eventually forced down. Touch just says to Platt, you're all right. That was a quick stop, the bleeding. And Wigan going surging over into the other half. And the referee, I think perhaps he's a little bit tired. He's holding up play and gives Saints a penalty.
Yes, 2.5 minutes of stoppage time we've played. The score still 40 points to 8 in the Wigan favour. Last throw of the dice for the Saints to get points on the board, even though it doesn't really matter, as John Neal drives it into the 20-metre area. There's the final hooter. Excellent win, John, as far as you are concerned.
A thoroughly enjoyable game, and of course Wigan has been well used to winning. Well, not close, but it's been, from Wigan point of view, highly satisfactory. A fine performance, a lot of pennies in the bank, and the credit to both sides. A really good game, players shaking hands, as Ronnie and I will do before we part for the new year. On behalf of Michael, I'd like to wish all our watchers a happy new year and a lot of good watching. I think we've got a great half of the season still to come.
Yes, John, they're an awesome side, Wigan, and especially like at half-time, 12 points to 8, it could have gone anyway. They came out early in the second half, in the 3rd minute, Farrell went over, and a 5-try performance, but obviously Saints with the problems. The coach has gone home yesterday, or on Friday, and a new coach has been appointed, Eric Hughes. He takes charge tomorrow, and his first game will be against Widnes, which was his side that he played for many years on New Year's Day. But good coach or bad, McLennan, that's all history now. But he had quite a decent run here at St Helens, beaten Wembley finalists 1991, Lancashire Cup winners 91-92, beaten Premiership finalists 91-92, runners-up in the league 91-92 as well as 92-93. Runners-up in the Lancashire Cup last season, Premiership winners last season, and Charity Shield winners, winning the Premierships against Wigan at Old Trafford. Stopped Wigan doing the Grand Slam, unfortunately, as far as Wigan are concerned. But a good record or bad record, some people don't like you, some do. I mean, there's been rumblings about Eric Hughes already. I think he'll do a good job if he gets the back end of the board and he's allowed to get a few players in. Let's see how it can turn on. But as from today, now that's all history. Eric Hughes is in charge. New Year's Day fixture against Widnes at Nosey Road is the next fixture as far as the Saints are concerned. But a bitter defeat here this afternoon, 40 points to 8 the final score. Thanks once again, you've been with Micron Video in conjunction with your Saints video team. 40 points the final score. Happy New Year to you, John.
And to you, my friend.